And we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Tower of... Goodness gracious, I cannot talk today. The Lost Tower of Ambrosia Agents. We are going to be diving in right away to this story and see how many of our agents do survive and if they can take down this cursed entity. So far, we're 3 for 3, so I mean a pretty good track record. But before we do so, we're going to go ahead, go around the table, and introduce ourselves. My name is Lucas. I will be your GM for the evening. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me also GMing Escaping Carcosa, which is a lovely story, which is a Pathfinder 2e and Call of Cthulhu game mixed together where we have people trapped inside a VR game and other people chilling in 2050 Seattle. Let's go around the table. Start with Avery.
Hi, everyone. I'm Avery. I am... my pronouns are they, them. And I am just a little chaos gremlin making all sorts of little podcasts and stuff in the actual play sphere. My current podcast is Beyond the Furthest Stars. It's a sci-fi actual play podcast with just a group that I have come to adore for all of their shenanigans. So you can find all that at oneupodcasts.com.
Rose.
So I'm Rose. My pronouns are she, her. I'm also a writer of fantasy, dark fantasy, which you can learn more about on my website at yrliu.com. So yrliu.com.
And MJ.
Hi, my name is MJ. My pronouns are they, them. You cannot find me anywhere or doing anything, but my lovely spouse has a shop called Pushing Whimsy. She's on Instagram at Pushing Whimsy or pushingwhimsy.com, where she sells inclusive meeple stickers and greeting cards with curse words on them and fun stuff like that. So I will shill for her.
Fantastic. All right, so we are going to go ahead and dive into here. How this game works, The Lost Tower of Ambrosia. I got the title down. I did come up with it. How this whole thing works is basically we are going to be rolling up most things for the game, improvising them on the spot. So I do not know the monsters that they will face today. I do not know the goal of the monster, the setting, all that kind of stuff. It is going to be created unseen, as well as the departments where each of the agents are from, and the cursed items that each of the agents are receiving will also be randomly rolled up today as well. So we're going to go ahead and roll up all the stuff for the game, and then we are going to talk a little bit about the rules, how the game works, and then dive right in. So what I will do is I'm going to get everyone to roll me two the percentiles, so to the D100s, and I will go around the table. We'll use the same order that we did last time just to keep it easy and see what each person has. So Avery, let's start with you.
Sure. My first roll was a 28.
28. Let's see here. Okay, so you are from the Department of Anomalous Elevator Music. And
Very
your
good.
item?
77.
77. Ooh. The Sinister Slippers. Walks wearers to dangerous locations and dangerous people. All right. And we'll go to Rose. Rose, what did you roll?
6.
6? Oh, right at the top.
76.
Oh, 76. Okay.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, the Department of Singing Corpses. It's very musical themed.
Nice.
And for your item?
52.
52. Do, 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 do. The Malevolent Quilt smothers those who are unfortunate enough to fall under it. All right, and MJ.
I got a 16.
16. The Department of Reality Altering Rubber Bands. Always a fun place to be. And your item?
76. No, sorry, 73.
73. Da, 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 da. The Forbidden Charm Bracelet, granting dark powers but at dire costs, including your friendship.
Oh no.
The power of friendship could work against you in this day. All right, and lastly, I will get each of you to roll me up a percentile. This is going to determine the monster, the goals, and the location this is going to be taking place in. So we'll go with the same order. Avery, why don't you go ahead and roll me up some?
That is a flat 80.
All right. Outside of a local newspaper office. All right, and Rose?
41.
41?
Yeah.
A decaying oil baron. Fantastic. And MJ?
I got a 30 on the nugget.
30 for the decaying oil baron. Oh, this actually kind of fits. Alrighty, they are not pleased with today's roads and want them destroyed. Fantastic. So, outside of a local newspaper office, we have a decaying oil baron is trying to destroy roads because they are just not pleased with them. They've just not been working out for him. All right, so we will hop into that briefly, but first I'm just going to go over the rules of how this game works while our players go ahead and assign the points to their characters. So, how the Lost Tower works is there are 4 stats that they have. They have face punching. This is everything physical that they're doing. Running upstairs, punching things in the face, swinging a chair, lifting a heavy rock. Science, this is your ability to use computers, understanding chemistry, physics, biology, calculating the trajectory of something you're throwing, that kind of stuff. Occultism, this is understanding curses, cursed creatures, different kinds of magic. I'm talking rock magic, star magic, all those good magics that people know about, worshipping God's magic. And then you have your cursed item, your final stat, where each agent is assigned a cursed item when they go into the field, and using this stat allows them to use their items better. And basically what will happen is if they roll well, then that's fantastic, but if they roll poorly, that cursed item's going to start to consume them. Each agent has 5 hit points starting off, and however many points they put into face punching, it'll increase their hit points. Let's say they put 3 points into face punching, that means their HP will increase by 3, so they have 8 hit points. But Lucas, what if they just put all 7 points into face punching? That won't work. It hasn't worked before. It might not work again. It's worked, I think, once for someone, but even then, their character still lost an arm. And the last thing that our characters can do is they can give into their cursed items. So what this allows them to do is they sacrifice something of themselves. Something that's important. The more important the thing that they sacrifice, the greater the reward, and the cursed item will consume it. So how the game is actually played. Basically, it's the same as most TTRPGs. You decide what you want to do and you add the appropriate stat. What they're going to be doing is rolling a d12 for their actions. A 1 to 6 doesn't go as planned, it's a failure. 7 to 9, not so bad. There are still some consequences. A 10 plus is flawless. Now you might be asking yourself, but if they're rolling a d12, that means the odds are against them. Yes, that is the point. The point of the game is for it to be difficult, if not fatal, for the characters going through, because I originally fashioned this off of the wonderful game You Are the Dungeon, where a dungeon consumes people. Check out our first season of Lost Tower. A lot of people got eaten by a dungeon. All right. All that being said, I'm going to go ahead and dive into the game if everyone is ready.
Let's go.
All right. Present-day Earth. The LTA stands as the last line of defense against the cursed creations that threaten to overwhelm our world. Trained to the best of your abilities, you, as agents, navigate the bizarre and the unpredictable nature of cursed entities. Recruitment into the agency came through your own harrowing encounters with these inexplicable phenomena, making you both a defender and potentially a victim of the cursed forces that plague our reality. The LTA's mission is clear. Protect the planet, halt the encroaching darkness, and prevent the world from being consumed by these otherworldly horrors. In a world where training for such encounters is a challenge, the agency relies on the wisdom of fortune tellers, soothsayers, and precog experts, though often unreliable, to predict where the next attack will strike. As agents, your field work is a delicate dance with the unknown, armed not only with your training, but also with a random cursed item assigned to you. Beware, for lingering too long with a specific artifact risks its curses seeping into your very essence, turning you, yourself, into a cursed entity. Brace yourselves, agents, as you embark on a mission that could very well be your last. Welcome to the Lost Tower of Ambrosia. May you be the force that brings a better tomorrow. So, you all are entering into a briefing room. A large oval table takes up most of the space surrounding this is a number of chairs, and on one side of the room a wall is composed of large screens. It's displaying a number of images and information. It's talking about how the plant life of the planet has started to rise up against the people within it, how the waters have become incredibly polluted all over the world, and how food is starting to have shortages everywhere that people turn. You all are taking a seat as in walks Special Agent Kyle of Kyle Corp. He is wearing a suit that looks like it is composed of freshly peeled vegetables and fruits. He walks with a squish in each moment as he steps in, although everything is not rotting. There's no real smell to it. You just see the texture, the shininess to it, as he turns towards all of you with a cup composed completely of apple peels barely held together and sets it down onto the table. All right, agents. Things have been going well, but the planet's falling apart. Now, I really need to start reading these introductions of who everyone is, but I don't want to, and slaps the paper down onto the table there. And he points around the table. Who are all of you people? And we'll go ahead and do some introductions for your characters. Who'd like to start?
Sure.
Well, hello, friends. My name is Augustus Eugene Beauregard Jr. I understand that's a bit of a mouthful. You can call me Gus or Gene or Bo or Junior. Any are fine. Augustus is a older man, late 50s, early 60s, wearing a cream white seersucker suit, three-piece with the vest and everything, and pretty constantly takes out a purple handkerchief and kind of dabs at his forehead, even when there's not really any sweat there.
Fantastic. Avery, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's a tall, slender man of indeterminate age and indeterminate, not indeterminate, but just unremarkable facial features. He has black-rimmed glasses, a nice fancy pen in his suit jacket pocket, and he is actually on his cell phone taking a call, and he actually holds up a finger to Kyle as Agent Kyle asks for his name, and is just like, yes, we'll sue them all. We'll sue them all, and we'll take all their money. Yes, okay. I've got a mission. I'll call you back. Hangs up the phone. Yes, I am Gil. Guilty as hell. Attorney at law. I'm happy to take on this mission and excited to work with all of you.
You know, in Christmas villages, they would consider you to be evil. But enough of that. And Rose.
So you see sort of like not actually sitting at the table, but kind of like in a corner, arms crossed, leaning against the wall. You see a tall, young-ish, maybe she just has good genes, you can't really tell, woman with a dark pixie cut, red lipstick, red nails, red leather jacket, um, fitted black jeans, and she's just kind of like looks like you can't tell if she just doesn't like anyone here or if she just doesn't want to be here. But she's kind of like has that like you can't tell if it's a glare or a resting bitch face kind of vibe going on. And she kind of like waves a hand at everyone and is like, "Hi, I'm Cadence. You can call me Katie if you want. I might punch you or I might not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here."
Fantastic. That's what I love to hear about you agents. You're all ready for the job. All right, so I got some recent reports as he's taking this coffee and he pours it into this very poorly held together apple peel cup that just spills everywhere. The apple peels fall apart, and he just throws the kettle off to the side for a moment before composing himself. Every time I try to make a cup of coffee in here, it just fails. You can't even get a good crocheted cup. All right, we have some information. So, what's happened is there's a slightly decaying oil baron that has emerged filled with cursed energies. Now, I know what you're saying. This is business as usual. Isn't that just an oil baron? Yes. Now, they seem to have some strange hatred for all roads within the world, and they're using the power of fracking to destroy and erupt the roads, causing this horrible water to be mixing in with the rest of the drinking water. Now, I know what you're saying. Isn't that business as usual with oil companies? Yes. Yes, it is. Look it up. But we have to stop them because this one in particular is harvesting people to create their fracking machine. They are forcing and twisting the body parts of the captured individuals into this horrid contraption so that they can continue to pump in clean water, pollute it, and then shoot out the polluted water into the drinking water. Again, business as usual, but we do have to stop this one. They're also not paying us, so that's the main reason.
Well, have they considered a class action lawsuit? I'm very good at those.
Unfortunately, most people already a part of the machine. They're not able to sign anything because their hands have been forged into the machine. They're all still alive, though.
Oh, so medical malpractice, too.
Maybe
interesting.
a verbal agreement with them?
Sure.
All
So
right.
am I to understand we're here to just solve fracking? Is that what's going on today?
Killing an oil baron, which inadvertently will stop fracking.
Oh, I see.
And you know, this
Correlation effect.
for once we're doing the work of good. But all that being said, he slaps a button on the table. All your chairs just point straight down as you're all shot through the floor. And I wonder when Twitch will just shut us down for all these comments about oil. But you go through these tubes as you're sailing through, and you fall into this large ball pit. The little plastic balls are flying everywhere.
As guilty as hell falls through the tube, you do hear him yell out to Kyle, "Just drink out of the mug just drink out of the coffee pot next time."
It doesn't look good enough.
I mean, I'm assuming because I'm standing in a corner that just like the corner also opens up.
100%. Just most of the floor.
Okay.
Just wherever he's not standing, essentially.
Just the whole floor goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Portal gun.
That's right. He needs to have his little modicum of power in the situation. All right. So all of you've fallen into this ball pit, but the thing that bothers you the most is it doesn't feel like you're alone in here. Now, I'm not talking about the Band-Aids, the half-eaten fries, and that kind of stuff that's normally in a ball pit. There's something else.
Start looking around for this other entity.
The balls near you, all these like multicolored little pieces of plastic part, and you see the face of this elderly man, and all of you can see this. It's near you. Hello there.
Oh my.
Oh, are you here to stay for a while?
Hayden's kind of like reflexively punches the face, but like
Oh
it
my.
doesn't do very much because like there's just nothing behind it.
You
It's just a
hit it and
reflexive
it
punch.
squishes, and it's like it tears, like it was almost like a wet piece of paper. As you hit it, the face just sort of like tears off and reveals just a large open mouth, all lined with human teeth. This tube that is moving towards you. Now that wasn't very nice.
Yep, I regret that.
Oh,
Guilty
yeah.
gets out of the ball pit.
You gotta get out of that ball pit.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get out of ball pit too.
Let us try to escape the ball pit, friends.
All right, so you all climb out of this ball pit quickly as the tube just sort of like slinks back down. And you look over, and there's just this ratty-looking station wagon, a little bit of smoke coming from underneath the hood. It's rumbling, ready to go. Okay, everybody, you just want to haul in, and I'll take you to wherever you need to go.
This looks like my first car.
Guilty as hell will get into the driver's seat.
Oh, we're okay. All right, yeah, all right.
Hayden's is gonna just look very skeptically at this car and at the like structural integrity here, just trying to figure out if it's gonna fall apart or do something weird.
I tried to go to an auto body shop, but unfortunately a plant clot destroyed it.
I do hate it when that happens, and I'll jump into the back seat.
Yeah, she just does like a deep sigh and just kind of like very resignedly just gets in the car as well.
So the car starts driving along. It's a little bit bumpy at first as it enters into this pitch black tunnel. Yeah, I remember when I used to just have skin and bones, all the human stuff that we all know and love and enjoy. I do still have a tongue. That is the one thing that I still have. It's where the area where normally you'll plug in your car for winter. That is where my tongue is. I just constantly taste dirt and bugs. It is it is my nightmare.
Sounds miserable.
I ever tell you I managed to actually find my partner, and I was like, hey, I got transformed into a car, and I figured they'd be all right with it, but little did I know they hate station wagons. They hate station wagons so much. The golf club appeared, the screams, claiming that I was a demon, that I ate myself, I suppose. I tried to show my tongue and be like, look, it's me. But that didn't work out well. Yeah.
Ah, sounds like you need a good attorney.
Sounds
Leave
like
my
you
card
need
here on the
therapy.
dash.
Oh, yeah, I really need all these things. And you hear help me, and boom, as just runs over it. Oh, we hit that one every time. It's a bump. And when you look outside, you realize the tunnel is composed completely of people that are just writhing in darkness. They're trying to reach out, and this energy is almost just pulling them back like it's a rubber band. And you exit this tunnel, and it opens up into this lovely downtown space. You see, it's like a medium-sized town. Nothing too big, nothing too fancy. They haven't absorbed all the smaller towns yet, as the Akira town model is the classic way. But it hasn't done this yet, so it's maintained a bit of its integrity. And you see that there is this little newspaper shop that, it's got a fun little smiley face for its logo. It's a smiley face on a moon. And it says Moon Publishing. And you look over and you see that there is this horrid contraption. It is 120 Subway sandwiches tall. Ridiculous in size, I understand. This is for the foreign audience. For our American audience, it's 120 feet tall as we look up there, but it is all composed of people. Some of them are interlocked within each other as if they're in for an eternal hug. Others have been ripped into different parts, although their parts still move. Their hands still flex. Their legs are still kicking. And it's all been turned into this gigantic contraption that is connected to a water tower. It's leading the water down, shooting it down into the ground, and you see the streets in this area absolutely awful. The city really needs to take care of this. But they are cracked and destroyed. Water is just firing out of different areas. And you see up on this horrid people contraption, there is this person. They have a very tall, it's like a stovetop hat that they have going on. Of course, they're wearing all white. And their body looks like it has survived for far too long. Parts of their skin is peeling up. It looks like their body is completely dried out. Their eyes are hollow husks with little lights inside them. They're smiling with a large curly mustache, just to imply their villainous ways. And they look down at all of you. Ah, more parts! Haha, fantastic! Wonderful! And you're all ejected out of the car as the car says, oh, fuck that! It quickly speeds away.
What a brave car.
Well,
This was a new suit.
Cadence
like-
is just kind of like looking around at all of the like structures made of people and is just kind of like, I don't understand how this maintains structural integrity. And I don't think I want to. But I kind of want to.
There's a few people near the bottom that you're not too far away from. One of the legs of the device. Excuse me. I don't mean to be a bother, but could you remove me from the machine?
I would love to, but see, the thing is,
Yes.
I think if I did, the top part would collapse and then like bury everyone, and that might be a problem.
You know what? I subscribe heavily to the hyper-individualism, and I'm not really interested in societal structure, so if you could just go ahead and pull me out of this and you let that rest of it topple.
we are here to destroy this, so
I don't want to engage in that metaphor. And then Cadence just walks away.
No, oh, well, yeah, okay.
I think I would like to attempt to extract this person from the machinery.
Yeah, how would you like to do that?
I guess just grab hold and pull real hard.
All right, roll me that face punching.
7.
Fantastic. So you start pulling. And as you're pulling this individual, you feel that they're sort of like prying loose, but they're screaming as you realize like the skin is peeling off, and it's not a great time for them in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
The other people are screaming that are connected to them, and you look down and you see that it is sort of like a mucousy webbing that is starting to coat your hands as you're pulling, and last minute you sort of realize this. You let go quickly, but it still just tears at your hands as you take 1 point of harm and back away from it. Okay, I understand that this is sort of a karmatic retribution for my comments 3 seconds ago.
Well, my friend, I did try, and I do apologize that I was not successful, but well, I hope you have a pleasant rest of your life, or at least as pleasant as it can be, considering the situation that you have found yourself in today.
Lucas, this is a wild idea. Are there feet out right now?
100% there are. Are you going to try to tickle someone?
No. I want to see what happens if I put my slippers on one of the feet.
Oh, you
Oh.
monster. Roll me a cursed item roll. It's the fastest a cursed item has been used, I believe.
11 plus 2 is 13.
All right, so you place these slippers onto these feet. This person's like, oh, that's nice. They were a little bit chilly. So you do this, and then there's a dark energy that starts to move around them. They first try to move, like the legs, the feet. They're trying to kick, but they're stuck, right? And you hear this snapping and cracking As the person's like, this isn't fun anymore. I was having a great time being a part of Frack Nation. And now look at this. As you hear just the crunching and cracking. And you watch as little fingers emerge out of the slippers that slowly become hands, that slowly become arms, that just twist. And with horrid ease, they just twist the legs off, and the legs plop down to the ground. And they start walking.
Well, that didn't go as planned. I think I'll just try and grab my slippers back.
Yeah, they're currently at the moment walking, strangely enough, not towards the decaying oil baron who's screaming out, but they're walking towards the newspaper company. They are a part of the industry as a whole, but they do not.
The whole industry.
They're not on their way to every single newspaper place. Just the one. Moon
Just that
Publishing,
one.
Yeah.
Well, what say we take the hint and follow those slippers?
Yeah, Cadence is going to start following and also going to start looking for, like, a flamethrower or a blowtorch, something to set those feet on fire.
Just laying around.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I won't take my slippers back yet. I'll keep following.
Okay. So you're walking over to this place, and let me just pull up a little bit of fun information that the previous agent set up for all of you. Let's see here. No more clean water. Check. All right, perfect. So you crack open the door. I guess the feet do, right? They just sort of pop up. Both feet clap down, turn the handle, and it swings open. And inside of this newspaper publishing company that is a part of the newspaper industry as a whole, it is very dark inside. And they just start walking in.
I take out my flashlight, shine it around.
You shine your flashlight in there, and everything is covered in spider webbing.
Now I wish I had found a blowtorch to get rid of this.
Would have been quite helpful, yes.
Yeah. Is there like a stick or like just anything that's like long so I can kind of like get rid of the cobwebs without touching them?
Yeah, I'd say there's probably like something around. There was trees lining the sides, but due to all the fracking, they've just been wrecked. So there's probably some sticks here and there.
Okay, yeah, I pick up a branch and I kind of just start like just knocking down the cobwebs as I go, so they don't like hit me or like touch my head or anything.
Yeah, and you head on inside.
Yep.
All right. So you're walking in there with your flashlight out, shining it around. You see a number of little spiders are like scurrying away from all of you as you're kind of hitting some of the webbing away just to ensure it doesn't get on you. Starting to kind of build up on the stick you have, but nothing like troublesome. And you're looking around here. All of you can feel that there's something else in this room. Something else in here with you. And you see that there is a little light on at a very old looking computer off in the corner. You see that there's a mug of coffee beside it with some steam coming from. And every so often you see a cigarette light up and go dark as a person is typing away.
I shine my light at the person.
This woman holds up her hands, blocks her eyes. She turns towards all of you. Not a lot of people come back to idyllic town after the whole plant collapse situation. What are you all doing here?
Following feet. Where are the feet right now?
They're marching on over to her. They stop.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll be.
Um,
There's a story for you.
Yeah, just taking my pet feet for a walk.
A believable
and
story.
It ran away.
I've just been writing up about the dangers of fracking and how it harms the communities it's near and increases the number of different health issues, both long-term and short.
Are you the only person here?
Used to be a full staff in this place. She takes a drag from her cigarette, knocks some of the ashes out into her coffee, which is full, mind you. I remember how busy this place used to be. Oh, so many stories, so many things to tell. But then the cutbacks came. The info webs were just so much more popular. We all had to compete with the info webs, and people just started losing themselves, rage farming on social media, and now we are where we are. I'm the last one here. I had to kill every last one of them. And she puts her cigarette out in her coffee and then takes a swig from it, sets it down.
So I have asthma, and I'm just gonna leave this smoke-filled room now. And so they're just slowly like backing away out of the room.
Well, come now, my children are a little bit hungry.
Your children.
She holds a hand, and you watch this little hole appears in it as spiders start crawling out over her hand and going up her arm.
Yep, should have found a flamethrower. All right.
As a duly licensed lawyer in good standing, I order you to cease any and all supernatural activity and return forthwith to your place of origin or to the nearest convenient parallel dimension. Little thing they taught us in lawyer school.
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and roll some science? That's the closest thing I can think of.
I know. Well, that's not great. It's a 7 + 2, so 9.
She stands up, listening, nodding along. Well, I suppose you do have some good points, don't you? As she's taking the feet out of the slippers and tossing the feet off to the side, they're swarmed by spiders instantly. These are interesting little things, though. I suppose they came to me, so they're my property. They're mine. And she kicks off her Crocs. And she puts them on.
They clash with your outfit.
Damn.
Gus will reach into one of his suit pockets and pull out like a little handful of rubber bands, kind of go rifling through them, pick one, stretch it out, and like ping it at her.
I love it.
And because it is a reality-altering rubber band, attempt to cast some sort of spell or alter some sort of reality to cause her some harm or to go away or...
Yeah, roll that occultism.
Yeah, will do. 5 + 3 is 8.
So you stretch this rubber band and fire it off, and it hits her square in the stomach. And then she's like, a rubber band. As slowly her body starts rearranging, and she becomes one large foot with still her face on it. And the slippers expand and coat this foot. What have you done to me? Now I'm a story.
I don't know if I've made things better or worse.
Definitely better, because now she doesn't have an outfit to clash with the slippers.
And the foot starts trudging towards all of you.
Yeah, I just start taking off, just run. I assume that the spiders we've passed like before that were just being spiders are now just kind of like coming for us.
They're starting to converge. They were held back by the word of law for a moment. Okay. But then now that the rubber band has been fired, the spiders are starting to swarm all of you. So all of you, tell me, how are you trying to escape from this newspaper place?
I am swinging my lead-lined briefcase just around me wildly as I try to go for the door.
All right. Roll me face punch. How about you two?
I'm just like running. I do have my like stick still, but I'm mostly using that to like make sure my path is clear. So I'm just mostly like focused on just getting out the door.
All right, I think that's a face punch as well.
Okay.
I will once again go to the pocket of rubber bands and whip one out and try to whip it Indiana Jones style around one of the light fixtures and kind of just like Spider-Man away.
Love it. I love that. Yeah, that's definitely occultism.
I got 2.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Let's go around as I pull up all the character names. Guilty as hell.
Guilty as hell got a 10.
Okay, we got a 10. And Gus.
I got a 9.
A 9. All right, so here's what happens. So, Guilty, you are swinging your briefcase. You're just hitting little spiders that are jumping out of you. A larger one jumps out of you about the size of a dog, and you hit it, and you hear a crunch as you rush out of there. Meanwhile, we look over and see that Gus takes this rubber band, sort of like pulls it, and then whips it towards the chandelier. Why is there a chandelier in this company? I don't know, but it's there, and you start to swing with it. But unfortunately, the chandelier becomes alive, and it starts screaming, "What are you doing to me?" as you are swinging on it. It's like, no! And you just tear it off at the neck as the chandelier comes crashing down with you. You do manage to avoid the spiders, but you do get some chandelier damage. It's take a single point. But what happens over with Cadence, you take this stick out and you start swinging it, and you really wish that this stick had fire. You know, some that you just want to burn stuff, and that rubber band just sort of like whips over and slaps the stick, and then does indeed ignite the stick, which is fantastic. But it's far too effective as you're swinging the stick around you, starting to light this place aflame. The giant foot lady screaming, and as you're like trying to get out of the way, a bunch of this spider web falls on you that's on fire. You do manage to escape the building, but you are taking 2 harm from it.
I'm taking 2 harm. Okay.
Yeah. So you all managed to get out of there as the building is starting to light up. The door was not designed, believe it or not, the door was not designed for giant feet people, and she cannot escape as the place begins to burn. The chandelier also cries out.
Okay, I'm gonna shrug off my jacket that's burning now. As I leave the building.
Wonderful. So you all are out there. You look further down, and it looks like the fracking device has actually walked itself a little further down the block, and it is pumping more water down and just bursting up through the streets. You see the oil baron is up top there. He's just sort of like holding on to someone's hand as he's like swinging along. Ha ha! The shareholders. They'll be so pleased.
Before extricating himself from the doorway of this building, I just stick a business card kind of on part of the foot that might be like in the door, just kind of toss it in and just be like, if you need a lawyer to represent you, just give me a call, though I'm afraid you won't have standing. And then I take off.
I can't call anyone, I'm all toes, as she's like trying to move, but she's lighting on fire.
Do I still have my burning stick?
Yeah, I'll say so, sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it at like the human frack machine.
I love it. Fantastic. Magical burning stick. You tell me if you want to use occultism, if you're trying to use more of the magic, or face punch to kind of just physically get that stick burning people.
Occultism. Now that her jacket is off, you can kind of see that her build is like scrawny is an understatement kind of vibe. Like if this was our cartoon, you'd have that like jiggly noodle effect on her arms. Yeah. So yeah, occultism. 8.
8. All right. So wielding this flaming stick. You start to focus on it. The flames grow brighter. As you feel the heat from it, you lift it up and you fling it. There's still that one person going, I'm almost free. They get stabbed through the back of the head with a stick as it pins them to the fracking device. Fracknation, as someone else called it. It begins to light one of the legs of it on fire. The flames are quickly spreading, almost as though they're hungry themselves. But this pulls this like life force from you, almost like taking life from you to ignite the flames as you take a single point of harm. How about you, Gus?
I think that I will attempt to call up to the oil baron, who was also wearing a white suit.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, friend. It looks like we use the same tailor. That's a mighty fine suit you have there. I would wonder if you would give me some information as to who does your work for you. And I will once again reach into a pocket and then pull out what looks initially like another handful of rubber bands, but is actually a bunch of rubber bands that have been braided into a forbidden charm bracelet with all kinds of charms hanging off of it. And I'm going to attempt to somehow magically charm or make friends with this oil baron over our similar attire.
I love it. All right.
It's a cursed item, yeah?
Yep.
Ugh. 8 plus 2, 10.
Okay. So you're using this charm bracelet as it's glowing faintly. And you look up at this oil baron who's like holding on to these hands as though they're like the little handholds that you have when you're on the bus, looking down at you. Ah, yes, you do have a fine suit, but a lot of people don't understand. You see, we use green energy for all of our oil industry needs. We actually give back. We have such low carbon emission ratings. If you think about it, it would actually be more harmful to the planet to not be extracting this oil. So that's really what I'm doing here, is I'm benefiting the planet and creating jobs. So don't want to put us back in the Stone Age with no oil. As he's swinging back and forth, and he just seems excited to talk to you.
Well, that is good to hear. So, what your obviously we're all trying to get to net zero, as a responsible businessman would do. And by doing that, you are trickling down the benefits to all of these fine people who seem to be part of this machinery that you have created for this green initiative, you might call it.
We even threw a pizza party for everyone.
Oh my, that's the biggest reward one can receive, I would think.
I love how I'm able to just challenge or channel all my pain from working in the corporate world for too long.
Yeah, I felt that pizza party comment.
Oh yeah.
Well, yes, I suppose I could use a little bit of help. How would you like to aid me?
Well, I think that would be a fine idea.
Perhaps you can bring some more bodies for Fracknation.
Well, there's a giant foot in that burning building over there. Might that help?
How big?
Oh, about the size of a Ford Escort.
If I wasn't decaying and falling into unlife, that may have awakened something in me. Very well. And he's starting to crawl down when he looks over and sees that one of the legs of Fracknation is very much on fire. Oh no! Eco-terrorists! And we say eco-terrorist because technically they are also harming the environment with their actions.
Fire does harm the environment, yes. I kind of lean over to Cadence and Gil, and he's like, I believe I have him distracted. If y'all want to make an effort to do something.
Yeah. Just get him a little closer. Get him a little closer.
Yeah.
You said he was climbing down, right?
Yeah,
Or
I would
starting
say
to climb
he
down.
climbs down
Okay.
and while he's walking over to you, you hear all these cricks and cracks of his body. There's just not enough muscle tissue to keep the bones from grinding against one another as he makes his way over. Where's this foot?
Right this way. Follow me. And I'll kind of begin to slowly head in that direction.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Excuse me, Oil Baron. What's your name? What's your name? What do we call you?
Oileen.
A fine name. Strong.
Oileen.
I knew I was destined for oil when they named me. My parents were very much of the oil nation. They said to me, Oileen, when you join our dark ranks, you must first remove that which makes you mortal. And I understood immediately.
Does this mean like he has a phylactery? Would I know if that means he has a phylactery somewhere?
It's possible. I mean, he does work in the oil industry. There's a 100% chance he's a
True.
lich.
Well, Oileen, I just have a few documents here for you to sign. A few legal things just to transfer the foot to your ownership. If you could just sign here, initial here. We'll need your full name, date of birth, social security number in triplicate, and if you'll just sign right there, we can get that foot transferred over to you right away.
No, I haven't signed a document myself. I have someone for that. 1 second. Richard! He screams over, and this overworked intern runs over. Yes, Mr. Oileen, sir. I need you to sign this so you take full responsibility for any liability, but I receive 100% profits.
Do you want to see the foot first inside the building that may or may not be on fire?
Show me. Show me this great beauty. He starts like just creaking over towards it while Richard comes over to you. So I'm signing here.
Yes. Sign here, initial here, full name, date of birth, social security number in triplicate, and we'll get that foot over to Oileen right away.
Okay. And it begins to sign. And Oileen is walking with you, Cadence.
All right, yeah. So I kind of like gesture for Gus to come with us.
Yep. I will follow behind.
All right. So I'm gonna open the door. I'm like after you, and then I open the door.
You open the door, and the building is on fire. This large foot screaming, kicking around. Look at it.
See, look, fire resistant foot.
Wild and untamed.
Mm-hmm.
A true Mustang
your-
of the orthopedic world.
And given your current frack machine on fire problem, this seems to be exactly what you need.
You know what they say? 1 foot is better than a frack machine that's on fire on 1 leg and currently has no foot on any of the other 3.
This foot also has a face, so
Yeah. And she does investigate, hard-hitting investigative journalism.
an investigative foot.
Yeah, like having someone like that on your payroll, like you can have people believe whatever you want about fracking and the environment now.
The foot just is kicking around, smashing things, and then it stomps out like some of the fire around it before it stops and turns towards Oileen. Is that you, Oileen? Miranda, I never thought I would see you again. It's been years. It's been years. I suppose I look a little different now after I've accepted the ability of unlife. I mean, I'm not the woman I used to be either. Larchfoot. You're beautiful, Miranda. I never stopped thinking about you every day, even after I collapsed numerous nations and blamed it on the lower class. I never stopped thinking about that time where we spent that night together under the stars. People screaming in the distance. Fracking happening at unprecedented rates, polluting the local water supply.
Is he like walking forward into the room?
100% walking past
100%.
the fire. Yeah.
I'm just gonna slowly close the door behind him.
Yeah. So more talking is happening in there at the moment.
While Richard is signing his life away, Richard, that's the intern's name,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I have taken out my bolt cutters from my briefcase and have started cutting people from the Frack Nation.
I don't know if you're supposed to do that.
It's in the contract you just signed that says I can do that. So sorry.
Oh God, Mr. Oileen's gonna kill me, or put me a part of Frack Nation.
Always read before you sign, buddy. First rule of law school.
I was taught not to read and to always listen to people in positions of authority, and never to question what my parents taught me when I was homeschooled.
Tough life. Better luck on the next roll.
There's another one? Oh, please tell me there's another one.
Whatever gets you to sleep at night, kid.
You sleep?
And I'm...
I can't afford to do that. I got a second job.
He's an unpaid intern. Of course he doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
Only two? Nobody wants to work anymore.
I wanted to have a social life.
Yeah, so after I close the door, I'm also going to take my malevolent quilt and I'm going to hang it up on the door so it'll fall on whoever comes out of it.
Oh, a little Home Alone trick. Okay. I mean, 'tis the season.
Right?
I like it. What about you guys? You look over and you see guilty as hell as bolt cutting people. And you watch as Cadence is setting up a quilt.
I think we'll try to since the quilt has now been set up as a trap of some sorts. I think I'll call in to Oileen and say, "Oh, Oileen, it looks like there's something going on with Frack Nation out here. Richard seems to be greatly distressed, and I believe things are coming apart quickly. You may need to come look at this."
Is that you, my close and personal friend, Gus?
Yes, the very same.
Well,
Suit brothers for life.
If there's anyone I would trust, it would be somebody wearing a pristine white suit. All right. Come with me, Miranda. We shall see those stars once more.
Yeah, I'm also going to go hide behind a tree.
There's one still standing.
Excellent.
The one tree.
Yeah. And so the door opens as holding on to like the pinky toe. Oileen is like trying to help lead Miranda out. She's got to. Well, if we like tilt you, no, don't come in. It's like when you're moving a couch and like trying to
Pivot
and backs
Pivot.
out, and then the blanket falls down onto Oileen. No, a weighted blanket. My weakness, comfort, relaxation, rest. I oppose rest. And it's weighing him down. You can hear some of the cracking. Miranda, the foot, screams, "No! What are you doing to him? Stop this madness!" As she's kicking at the wall.
We'll run up and once again take the Forbidden Charm bracelet, and this time try to put it around Oileen's wrist. No one can resist the whimsical charms of this bracelet. Find yourself relaxed and comfortable and taken away by this heavy blanket and this cute little bracelet made of rubber bands.
All right. I'm going to need 2 checks here. I need a check from Cadence for the blanket to see how effective it can be, and from Gus for the bracelet. So that's 2 cursed item rolls, please.
Oof. Okay, natural 1 plus 2, 3.
Oh no.
These are terrible rolls today, guys.
I got a 9 plus 2 for 11.
Okay, so the bracelet, it starts glowing, and no, there's no profits to be made from relaxing. I'm not even trying to harm people. As they're slowly giving in, and the blanket shifts and starts to form over. The relaxation is so powerful. Finally, for once, capitalism isn't colonizing chill. It is just chill is happening. But the blanket is so enamored by this ability to just relax to such an extreme degree. The malevolent energy radiating off of it is interacting with the malevolent oil energy of Oileen, merging the two as the blanket wraps around, lifting him into the air, almost like this beautiful kingly robe. I'm so chill. Remarkable. I feel rested. As though I would be far more productive with a shorter work week. To be able to do more and actually be more beneficial than keeping me there for longer periods of time through isolationism. Remarkable. Is this what I've been fighting for so long? So much social commentary in one episode. What? What have I done, Miranda? It's not your fault. You didn't know. Well, you did. Actually, you knew 100%, so in a way it is your fault. But we have something still. What? What do we have? The fracking is continuing. The chill isn't happening. Those people are going to work 24 hours a day. Well, Frack Nation is going, except for those few who've already been cut out. Although I don't know if they really look too human anymore. But what do we do, Miranda? The only thing that people in power can do. We make a YouTube apology video. And we wear gray plain sweaters, maybe hoodies. And we won't wear makeup. And we'll look kind of tired, as if we stayed up late contemplating everything that's going on to show we really thought. And we will go silent for 2 to 3 weeks. For that long? Away from the world? 2 to 3 weeks. It's mandatory.
If you sing your apology, it'll work out better too. Just use a ukulele too.
A fun little song where I can also
Find like a blank brick wall.
maybe I can, while I'm writing and singing the song, I could punch down a bit.
Make sure you only apologize for anyone that got offended.
Well, why would I apologize to anyone else?
Of course. Yeah.
So what are you three doing at the moment? You know what? Actually, guilty as hell. You're cutting people out with these.
Yeah, I wanted to specify the way I'm cutting people. So I'm trying to cut like the legs off of this machine. I'm trying to make it so it falls over.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a face punch while you're over there?
Sure. Oh wait. Oh, never mind. 9 plus 2, so that's 11.
All right, it's going well. I mean, you're cutting people out. The blood is spraying upon you. You look like just a classic earliest 2000s slasher. So you're just cutting these people out, throwing the bodies to the side as they're screaming, rolling away. And your bolt cutters are starting to get a little like gunked up though from all the sticky mucus that's covering everyone.
Gross.
Cadence and Gus.
How's the fire going?
Quite well. It's eating away at the leg. You see the Frack Nation is starting to tilt a bit since it also can't really lean too much on the area that Guilty is working on. And because Oileen isn't paying a whole lot of attention to it, it's sort of losing its steam.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, I think, no, I'm gonna, I'm gonna take out my walkie-talkie and I'm gonna try to tinker with it to try to get it to, I'm not gonna do it yet, but I'm gonna try to make it be able to basically do like a really loud, obnoxious feedback noise at a later point.
I love it. If you want to do a science roll with that,
Yeah.
and you'll just have it on standby.
Ooh, 13.
All right, it's perfect. You've done this before. You quickly mess with a few parts of it, and it's ready to go whenever you are.
All right.
How about you guys?
Is there anywhere around where a well-to-do bootstraps loving capitalist oil baron might call a residence, like some sort of McMansion sort of development or anything like that?
Yeah, you see, in the early days of Idyllic Town, they really focused on attainable, livable homes that people could have, as well as multi-person dwellings. Really focus on growing the town. But after a while, it just wasn't as profitable. So they started creating a lot of these McMansions, and they started moving some of them even downtown to consume some of those multi-person dwellings for one large single-person dwelling.
I move away from from Captain Chill at the moment and kind of try to sort of regroup with Cadence and Gil. If there is some sort of a phylactery situation, I wonder if it might be in one of those large, overwrought, poorly designed McMansions over there. Maybe the one with 7 cars out front.
Stands to reason. Reasonable guess.
Yeah, worth a shot.
All right. Why don't we head that way then?
All right. So you head on over to this mansion. They didn't lock the house because he left it and he assumed the intern would lock it, but the intern's overworked and doesn't sleep, so he forgot. So you do open
Dang it,
up.
Richard.
And going in there are so many large portraits, statues, busts of Oileen in this place. It almost looks like an Oileen museum.
Well, this seems quite pretentious.
Yeah, I hate it.
One of the statues speaks up. Hello, welcome to my place, me. You are magnificent.
I still hate it.
I didn't think my opinion could get any lower, and then, well, damned if it did.
Shall we look for something flammable? Maybe we can set this place alight.
Yes, I wonder if there's some sort of safe somewhere where he might keep valuables, to himself, because obviously he's not going to trust the banks.
Would I be able to know, like with a roll, if there's any sort of like special storage considerations for phylacteries?
Yeah, roll me an occultism.
Eight.
He's definitely going to want to be keeping it away from people is the most obvious thing, but knowing someone of oil, he probably has some overly convoluted tech that's protecting it that he feels so confident in that it's somewhere that nobody can reach it, but they definitely could see it. So he put it somewhere where people are more than likely going to bring guests.
Are these busts like on pedestals that can be knocked over?
Yeah.
I'm gonna push one over.
You push one over, it smashes onto the ground, and you hear, either that was a intern or an eco-terrorist. Prepare to die. As the alarm system is triggered,
Uh-oh.
And you watch as
Well-
these little lasers are shooting down from all these different pictures of Oileen firing superheated oil towards all of you. What are you going to do?
Run away.
Yeah. Is there like, does it look like there's like from the arrangement of where these lasers are being fired from, does it look like there's like a place that there's like extra trying to protect?
Yes, 100%. It looks like, if anything, it's like leading towards probably, what's a word I'm looking for? A fancy person's living room where they would bring guests. I don't
Like a
know.
den?
Like a parlor?
A parlor.
sitting
There
room.
we go. A parlor. So yeah. There's definitely
Yeah.
like a parlor that it's like leading towards, that there are more pictures of him that are firing superheated oil.
Okay. But there's a lot of superheated oil in the way.
Yeah, I mean, you all could try to dodge your way through, duck and weave, the 5Ds of dodgeball.
I'm going to go back to the rubber bands, pull one out, stretch it out, swing it around really fast, and try to make it a shield to like run through all of the superheated oil into the parlor.
Yeah, roll me that occultism.
Yeah.
How about you two?
Ugh.
I'm gonna open my briefcase so it's like open like that, and I'm gonna put it like over my head and run through
Hell yeah.
the lasers, trying to, because it's lead lined. So I'm hoping that the lead inside, because I have to watch out for X-rays and stuff. So
Yeah.
you know,
All right, that face punching. Cadence?
oops.
Is there, I feel like most like home security systems, there would be like the panel is usually near the door, right? Like, so you can like
Yes.
turn it off as you come in.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to try to disarm that.
It does have a disarm thing. It all you have to do is pay $100,000 and it'll disarm it.
There's no,
It's a
there's
place
no
for like,
like,
a credit card or
so it's not like a pin
gold.
pad or anything.
no. It's
When I opened my briefcase, my Platinum Super Deluxe Express card did fall onto the floor.
and that is
Okay,
for
I'm gonna try
billionaires. All right, so so go ahead and make me a science.
All right. 8 again.
All right, and what did you two get?
I got a 6.
Nice.
I got a 5.
All right. So you two think, I could take this oil on. So you pull at this rubber band and start spinning it. And all it does is whenever the oil hits, it just turns into little snakes that just start going through, biting onto you. And you feel it's incredibly painful as you take 2 harm. A bunch of these snakes now are clinging to you as you're trying to pull them off. And you take your briefcase, you hold it outwards, guilty, as you start rushing forward. But your back is completely exposed as it just keeps getting hit with so much hot oil, as there's a lot of burns as you're also taking 2 harm. Meanwhile, you
sounds about
snatch up Guilty's credit card, rushing on over. You're like, "Oh, I could buy so much with this thing." As you put it in there, and it this little like digital picture of Oileen pops up, like, "Yes, more money." As it's taking, and then the reason that like the little bit that ends up getting you hurt is it's like a loading bar. Because this is older technology. So you're watching, like, come on. And some of the oil burns you as you take 1 point of harm.
All right. I'm not doing very well.
But a little green check mark is Sean, and the oil stops firing. There's still just a bunch of snakes on Gus, but, they're there.
They're my friends now.
I'm imagining like those like really cute like pet corn snakes
Yeah.
with the puppy faces.
And you look and you see that Oileen is floating towards this McMansion with Miranda the Foot just sort of bounding behind him. I will show you my world, Miranda. Do not look away.
All right, into the parlor.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of like display in here or a glass case
Yeah.
or
So when
artifacts or anything like that?
when you walk into the parlor, it's very much this beautiful room, very high ceilings in here, some chandeliers. You do see there is at the one end of the room a large glass display case, a bunch of like lasers that are going through. There are a few zombified interns that are wandering inside this glass display case, and in the center there is this crystal skull that is set up with a soft glow in the center, what looks to be a beating heart. And in this room, there's a large table to be sat at. There are bowls of money to clean your hands. Does not work. Don't try it. And you see there's all sorts of things in here. If you partake in some drugs, there's some alcohols. You also see there's large bookcases that are set up. It looks like there is very old collector's items books that he definitely didn't read. He just purchased them to show that he has them to display them to friends.
Well, I believe we might have found our phylactery.
Yeah. Is there? It's in a display case, right?
Yeah, that's guarded by
Can I
lasers
see,
and zombies.
Cool. Guarded by lasers and zombies. Like
The
inside
classic
the
combo.
display case, or like the display case is guarded by lasers
Inside the display case, so it is glass. on
inside the
outside.
display. Okay.
Because he has to have his interns clean something. So
Yeah. So, anyone have any way of maybe remotely killing that heart without opening the display case?
Oh, I have rubber bands. They can do a
I
lot.
think they
but
could phase through the display case and hit the heart
We did just watch it turn a
into snakes.
potentially spider woman person into a giant foot. So I mean, yeah.
Well, of course, but I don't know about remotely turning off. You know what? We'll try. So once again, pull one out, snap it back. It kind of like starts to singe along the length of it, and then let it go and see if it can like make it through the display case.
all right, roll that occultism.
Ugh, natural 1 plus 3, 4.
I love it. You know that this pleases me. All right, this is what happens. Ooh. So you are pulling this rubber band back. You fire it towards a display case. It hits the display case, and there's just a ripple. And you watch as the glass turns to skin, and a large face forms on there. Oh, I want to die. What am I? Oh, I've been alive for seconds. What have you done?
Wow, I hate this.
That did not have the desired effect. I
Feed me.
apologize.
Oh, I'm so hungry. I've
Can-
never eaten before.
Does it have a mouth?
Yeah, it has a full face.
Can we see through the mouth?
That is an endless darkness.
Yeah.
Oh.
And now we can't see the things inside the display case.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you rolled a 1, so when this happens, you feel like when the rubber band sort of like snapped, one of the snakes grows larger and just sort of like bites down harder as it does another point of harm to you. So now you have a bunch of little snakes that are just clinging to you, almost like accessories, and a larger snake that is just sunk down on your shoulder.
We should feed it a snake.
Oh, I'll eat a snake. I don't even know what that is.
Yes, I'll try that.
Hey, can you like spit out the things that were inside you before by any chance in exchange for snake?
Can you?
Like vomit on command? I mean, I used to be able to in like college, but like that's not really good for you. But like once in a while, like
Do you think I'll go to a college?
you know what, buddy? You know what? You just gotta believe in yourself.
I'm not sure what to believe in yet, because who am I? You know, in this crazy world, I'm just a cube with a dream of a college.
So bad news. news. You are or were a display case owned by a oil baron,
Oh no.
who's been fracking with people. I don't know. Every day that I'm in this department, I understand less. Um,
Same.
so that's the bad news. That I think that makes you technically property, which is like, sentient property in 2023. Yeah, so I think you should just go and follow your dreams and like not care what the oil baron originally acquired you for.
I should go to college right now.
Sure. I mean, like you gotta like do some tours at least to see which college you want to go to.
Remarkable.
And there's a bowl full of money in here. You could always,
Yeah, it's true.
pay
It's
away
true.
from there.
All right. Here goes nothing. And it starts trying to pull itself off the wall and screams as blood is just spraying everywhere, and it's starting to get a little pale. I don't think this is working. Is this college?
This college, kind of, yeah.
At the end of it, you'll have
and in pain.
at the end of it, you'll have a liberal arts degree. So good luck with that.
Oh, I look forward to that. I don't own anything yet. Is that normal
Yeah,
in
and-
college to not own anything?
Oh, very.
Yeah. And then at some point, you're going to pick up a little bit of depression. That's also
I think
normal.
I've got that right now.
And then you're going to learn later on that you had an undiagnosed learning disability the whole time.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that therapy session. And more blood is just like pouring out of the walls as it's ripping itself free and trying to maneuver its cube a little. You can hear things rattling around inside.
Does it seem like it's going to like lift off the base, or if it's going to like take the things with it when it leaves?
It seems like the whole structure is sort of like moving with it, but you do see the further
Okay.
it's getting away from the wall, where there is now very clear signs of like arteries and veins and whatnot, thanks to the rubber bands. There's just a lot of blood that is leaking out everywhere. I just feel so tired and cold and hungry and broke. Am I living the college dream?
You're the perfect specimen of a college kid. You got this.
I did it. As the eyes slowly close in the large cube.
Does it seem like the lasers and zombies are still active inside?
There's definitely stuff rattling around inside of there.
Well, the proper thing to do would probably be a cremation.
Yep. Yeah, we can set it on fire now, and that should set the stuff inside on fire.
When in
We
doubt,
still
fire.
don't have fire.
Well, we have flares.
Oh, it's true. we
Yeah, and
do,
there's a
but
lot
are
of
we, like-
alcohol in here.
Yeah.
And stuff, so.
True. Yeah. All right.
Let's start breaking
Alright,
some
I just-
bottles.
Yeah, I just take like the like highest proof alcohol that's on the
Mhm.
shelf, and then just kind of like start pouring it.
Yeah. So you're just coating this flesh cube. So you're getting the flare ready.
Let's pour some of it into its now kind of desiccated mouth.
Yeah, pour one
Yeah, a little
out
bit.
for flesh cube.
Honestly, Flesh
That's
Cube dodged a bullet.
That's a T-shirt
Yeah.
right there. And you can hear from the other room, the entryway. What is this? My favorite bust has been tipped over. Was it an intern or an eco-terrorist?
It was Richard.
I knew it. And so who's taking out the flare and trying to ignite this? All right, go ahead and roll me a science.
Natural 12, so 13.
Nice.
All right. So you notice stand a little ways back when this happens. You're not right up to it. You get back, direct everyone to get away from Flesh Cube, and you hurl the flare. It quickly lights up, just burning away. The smell is terrible. As you see, it's just like burning away all this skin, layer of muscle, sinew, and the glass case itself is now completely gone. There are the lasers have all fallen down onto the ground, and are all just sort of like pointing in haphazard locations. And you see there are still these zombified interns that are wandering around this crystal skull, but the glass has been taken care of, and the lasers are mostly just on the floor.
Is there a window in here?
Yes.
All right, open the window.
You open up the window. The zombies turn towards the window. Interns don't really know the concept of being free, so there's a look of confusion and unknown in their eyes.
I hold up my Lunchable, kind of wave it in the air.
They lift their arm.
Let's go get it. Throw it out the window.
Yeah, I think you know what? They're hungry. They haven't been fed in a long time. Everyone loves a good Lunchable, and they're heading towards it.
I'll. Is there like a relatively clear path to the crystal skull at this point?
Yeah, you just gotta have to like hopscotch through some lasers, and you should be all right.
Oh,
I will
cool.
say though, as you're all kind of getting ready to do this, this wave of chill washes over the room. But there is a malice within this chill. You feel guilty that you're relaxing, that you could be productive right now. Oh no. Oileen has harnessed the chill, utilized the quilt, and all of you need to make me an occultism roll as these magics are taking their effect.
I'm going to use a different dice than last time. All right.
Got a 9.
Okay.
Ooh. Natural 12. 14.
All right.
4.
Okay. So you're good, Cadence. You feel this chill go over you and guilt, but you've been feeling guilt this whole damn day. Doesn't matter. It's a walk in the park. But this does hit you, Gus, and you're a productive member of the team. You know, back with all the rubber bands, you were the one who made sure to collect all the body parts of your teammates that ended up just sort of like growing off them and growing little legs, trying to wander away. You're always just good in the department. So you're feeling this crushing guilt that is welled up within you as you just sort of sit back and lean back in a chair, just so chilled out. Guilty as hell. You do feel guilty as hell, but you sit back with a drink as you're just like falling into the chair, and you feel something strange happening to you. It's like you're chilling out so much, your body is forgetting to do what it's supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And it hurts. It hurts a lot.
Oh, no.
What's your HP at the moment?
I am currently at 1.
At 1? How about the rest of you?
Guilty is at 5 still.
Okay. So Guilty, you are taking 2 harm right now, as your organs are just deciding to take the day off, and it hurts a lot, and you're just trying to fight it. What does everyone want to do? As you see, Oileen is like coming into this parlor room. What have you done?
Oh, we're just chilling out, man. We're just relaxing and having some drinks, and you know, not living that rise and grind life for once ever. Sit down, relax, have a drink, drink a mojito.
What do I feel like? I gained and lost a child in this room.
Oh, that was Flesh Cube.
Flesh Cube. Yeah, that was Flesh Cube.
They grow up so fast.
Mm.
Yeah, he went off to college and couldn't handle it like many children.
I feel both great disappointment, but also sorrow. Cadence, you are the one who is like, you can move fully at the moment. As you look over at your companions, you see Guilty as Hell is like laying there in a couch, just sort of like sinking into it, quite literally. And Gus is just like feet up.
What's the crystal is still on the ground, or
it's like on a little pedestal. You just gotta kind of like hopscotch through some lasers and grab it, or if you have another means of grabbing it.
I mean, I wish I had another means of grabbing it. Um, okay. I think now is when I'm gonna use the walkie-talkie. And I am hoping it does one of three things, or possibly all three. Um, give Oileen some sort of like migraine or headache and temporarily incapacitate him. Jolt my two companions out of their stupor. Maybe be shrill enough to just straight up shatter the crystal skull. Who knows?
I love this, and there are many, many ways. Now, we have confirmed that this will work no matter what. It will make the sound. But if you want to adjust the frequency to try to do what it is you want to do, let's have you go ahead and roll that science.
All right. 13.
So you crank it, and it's like you just sort of like warble it. So like at some points it's really high pitched and sort of gives the two of you a migraine, and then it just sort of like wears off, and you sort of jolt up, the two of you, as you throw your drinks off to the side. You're energized. You're ready. You look over Oileen. Oh no, what is this? Headache. As they're sort of like sinking down to the ground, the quilt sensing weakness as it's starting to crush down on him. And then you look over and the crystal skull shatters. The heart is just there, exposed, just beating there. And the foot Miranda, no, you can't, and starts stomping towards you. So what are you all doing? There's this moment. The heart's over there on the pedestal. It's exposed, vulnerable. Oileen is being crushed by the quilt now because it sensed a weakness. And Miranda the foot is charging.
I stand up from this couch. I look over at Gus and I say, Gus, tell my clients they'll have to find another lawyer. And I'm going to jump onto foot Miranda, and activate my body imploder.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I love it. You jump on to Miranda. You just grab on. Roll me one last face punch as you're holding on there.
Oh, that's not bad. That's 9 plus 2, so 11.
Yeah, this is perfect. You grab on, holding on to the ankle part. Miranda's face isn't too far away. Get away from me! You started all of this! As you're holding on to Miranda, Miranda looks over at Oileen, who's being crushed by this blanket. You look at the other two pressing the button, and you watch as Miranda and Guilty as Hell are sucked in. And they're just like, it's this little implosion of like a splatter, and then blood just goes everywhere, coating the two of you.
Gus pauses for a moment, turns to look at Cadence. Cadence, tell Guilty's clients that they're going to need to find a new lawyer. And I run over to Oileen, look down at him, crushed beneath the blanket. Oileen, your footlust has gone too far. You're not alpha at all. You're not a capitalist. You just like feet. You might as well be Quentin Tarantino.
No.
Our friendship is sundered. And I reach down and grab the friendship bracelet that's still around him and rip it off of his body, breaking the spell, breaking the friendship.
Don't lump me in with those beta cucks. I use alpha brain. All right, so you rip this off, but there's so much friendship. You've been feeding this some heavy friendship vibes into this bracelet. Why don't you roll me for that cursed magic item?
Oh, not bad. 10 plus 2 is 12.
Okay, so you rip it off of him, sundering the friendship, and the bracelet instead just slinks over your wrist, sealing onto it, as you feel just this energy sort of wash over you. And you do, because of the nature of the bracelet, you do feel this loss of friendship. Cadence, this heart is there beating.
Um, yeah. I'm gonna take out a pocket knife, and I'm not gonna try to throw it. I'm just gonna sort of try to hopscotch through the lasers to stab it.
All right, roll me that face punch.
All right, my like +0 face punch. Okay. 6.
6?
Oh no.
6.
You pull out this knife, flick it. The light gleams off of it. You start rushing forward. You see the lasers. Hop once there, hop once there, hop once there. And you hear, it's like you start hopping towards this, and your phone goes off. Ah, shit, it's your parents. They're calling. You know that ringtone. You're like, whoop. And you fall onto these lasers as they make short work of you, cutting you into pieces on the ground. Gus, you are looking at a friendship bracelet. A cell phone is ringing within the area of Cadence. And
Oileen, if you could give me one moment, and I go try to like find the phone.
yeah, no problem. It is in the lasers.
Okay.
There's also a knife in the lasers too.
Yeah, there's also a knife, and there's also, the heart.
Yeah.
Not important.
Well, I'm going to once again call on the power of the friendship bracelet now that it's back in my control, and I'm going to attempt to befriend the heart and call it to me from the pedestal.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll.
Ooh.
2 plus 8.
You use this bracelet as it flashes brightly. You pull the heart towards you. The heart grows a little face on it. As you you pull it towards you, hearts don't fly. It sort of just rolls and spills into the laser and just is completely shredded into pieces. As you watch the heart shred, the friendship was still connected. And you're hit with heartbreak. But this isn't any regular heartbreak. This is a friendship bracelet heartbreak, as the ramifications of using this magic item so much finally hit you, as you feel this immense pain in your chest, and you sit down at this table, and you have one final moment. What would you like to do, Gus?
I will pull out my purple handkerchief and kind of mop my brow one last time. And Oileen, you and I weren't that different, but capitalism sucks.
You fall back in the chair, hitting the ground. The heart is shredded. We look out at this fracking device. It is completely on fire. All the people screaming as it is tipping over, smashing into buildings. The fracking has stopped. Water from the water tower leaking out, and the station wagon rumbles up. Okay, so sorry about that, everyone. I kind of panicked, and I had a little bit of a freak out, and I just had to kind of calm myself down. I licked a toad, and I came back, and oh god, oh god, is that a foot? I'm just gonna head out. I'm good. And then the car drives away. You did it. You stopped the cursed entity. You took out an oil baron and you punched capitalism. Good job, everyone.
Hooray!
Victory.
Yeah, that was good. I never know how these sessions are going to go. Every time I'm like, okay, I have a good idea. Maybe it's going to go in this direction. I have no idea anymore. I could never. I didn't expect this love story to blossom between Oileen and Miranda.
All social issues all the time.
Yeah.
So
Just
many.
Like, metaphor.
Yeah.
So they were all just landing on top of each other, and then it was just cathartic at one point to just start running with them. It was good. You all did a fantastic job. But there's one last part to all this. You get to make the session more difficult for the next crew. Hooray! So what the other crew did, I wasn't able to use all of them, so I'll carry some of them over to the next session. But lots of spiders arrive next session, and they need a new host, was one of them. The other one, no more clean water, poop water everywhere. A religious cult known as Religion A starts up, and they're trying to kill people, and a crown of power was being passed around, but I wasn't able to use those two.
I mean, capitalism, cult, whatever.
It's kind of the same thing, right? All these people just reporting my video as they're just simping for corporations. All right, so each of you get to come up with a fun thing that'll, or more antagonistic, that will happen for the next group, whatever you would like. Let's go ahead. We'll start with the order that we were doing for introductions. Avery, what's something that you would like to do to the next group?
Yeah. So the person I was talking to on the phone at the beginning of the session was random person in line A.
Oh.
And I was going to help them rebuild their YouTube career after the scandals that they have been plagued by. But now without a good lawyer to represent them, I think the behavior that has gotten person in A or person in line A in trouble just is exacerbated, and they have just become more of a menace to society.
Love it. I love it so much.
Maybe some like over the top pranks, like those YouTube prank videos that aren't appropriate.
That nobody wants. Yeah. So there, for context, 2 sessions ago, they were at a fast food joint where the villain was an average Caucasian male with 2 additional heads that was harvesting people's teeth to grow more arms to link the afterlife with the current present day. And there was a NPC created random person in line A who just wanted to do fun YouTube videos about complaining in restaurants. And then they showed up again in the previous session that they were a Toll House person eating 5-day-old meatballs that cooked in the sun. They got quite sick. So we'll see what they do next time. Wonderful. Rose.
I think following up on that, some generic small bean-shaped aliens, definitely not Among Us, have somehow escaped video games into the real world, possibly via some very popular streamer, who knows. And unfortunately, they're like the imposters, not the nice crewmates. And they've got the whole, like that specific animation where like the stomach opens and the tongue comes out. That one.
I love it. Yes, of course. And MJ.
I think to honor both my home and Gus's home in the southeastern United States, I think they're just going to run into somewhere that's just brutally humid, like just awful. Walk outside, feels like you're in a swimming pool immediately. Just terrible.
I've heard stories of this humidity, and it frightens me. Brutal humidity. All right, fantastic. So that's what this next group is going to be encountering, along with a few other fun ones. We will have to see. Oh, mark this as well. So thank you all for joining me today. This has been an absolute delight. We'll once again go around the table, sign off. If you have anything you want to plug, any other stuff you want to talk about, I have been your GM for the evening. You can find Escaping Carcosa wherever podcasts are, and also on YouTube, where we have our more, what's the word for it, visual novel kind of style of episodes. We've been increasing the animation and whatnot for season 2, so go ahead and check that out. Yeah, and we'll pass it over to Avery.
Sure, yeah. You can find me over at oneuppodcast.com. Check out my sci-fi actual play podcast, or you can pick up my super cool self-made game, Become Death. It is on itch.io / something or other. I don't remember, but you'll find it. It's on my website. It's a fun little game where you get to take on the role of the Grim Reaper and discuss existential questions about what it means to live and die. So, if you really are into that kind of thing.
Fantastic. Rose.
Yeah. I'm still Rose. I write books, fantasy, dark fantasy. I actually my most recent book. I released it earlier, but now it's available on Campfire as of this past weekend, actually. And so that's a story about essentially a retired assassin who ends up unwillingly becoming responsible for a teenage girl, and then something end of the world ? And you can find out more about that at my website, yrliu.com. So yrliu.com.
Fantastic. And MJ.
Just check out pushingwhimsy.com or at pushingwhimsy on Instagram. If you want to get cool vinyl meeple stickers with pride flags in them, or pronouns, or a greeting card that says things like happy fucking birthday or well shit, that is the place to go for those kind of things.
Wonderful. Thank you all, everybody, for joining us today for another episode of Lost Tower of Ambrosia. We are having 2 more episodes, and then the season is complete. So we will see how the moon links all these things together. But go ahead, check everyone's stuff out. Super rad. And we will see you next Tuesday. Bye now, everyone.